Introducing managing moderators. These users have the same capability as standard moderators. Okay. Hello. Am I live? Looks like. So, what happened? Yes. Have you ever been in a position where you have given up everything and you come to a point where you want to start again? And when you want to start again, you try to find back the resources. So you try to figure out people who in the past you have helped, or someone who has borrowed some money and has never written back. And after years, you think of asking them, and they know your situation and what you're up to. But the reply, what you get is, yes, soon they will do the thing. That is the first reply. After 2 days, you get a reply saying, give me a month's time. Then I reply to them saying, yes, why not? Then one night I get a message saying, within 2 days I'll pay you whatever I owe you. I say, wow, okay. 2 nights pass away and I come to a thought, you know, my mind says now, are we waiting for a month or were we supposed to wait till 2 days? So the drama continues, and people for 6 7 years they have taken a very small amount. They don't want to give back because they are not at all in a place where they could have upgraded themselves or lift themselves off the line where they were, or they don't want to pay back or they don't want to give. Don't understand this thought process of people when they ask for money, when they get it, why don't they give it back? And the situations are clearly unsaid, and usually you have it, that's why you give it. But then when you don't have and you still manage to give, that means either you are making money out of the thin air or you really have good people around you. Well, then somewhere someone has to pay back, right? And most of the time, the good people are the ones who are ending up into a situation where why were they so good? Now, the factor of good here is good about what? Well, today when I think about how things are with me right now and try to understand that why these people won't reply to me, or if they reply to me, why they're still playing along. They can just straight away say no, but there's some fear in them that also eats them, and that's the reason they don't want to say no. Or there's a little bit of humanity or little shame. Whereas I have been played for past 8 years by one fellow, and for past 2 years he's fooling me like crazy. For past 6 months he's trying to sell his property and he's not able to sell. And he gives me promises and he gives me the commitment dates and he fails. And he's been failing for past 2 years and I have kept my patience. I wander around the whole of India, mostly in the Himalayas. Still, this guy has not been able to figure out. Now, when I called his wife, she started crying and yelling at me, and I don't understand. They're, they're asking some more time, and as the time goes away, I come to the point of the day, they don't respond. I really don't know what to do with such people. Shameless. The situation that I am in right now needs to be worked out. Now, how? That's the big question, because either I have to find some, you know, silly jobs and get things working, because it's very difficult, because right now when I see people working on a very good, positions and places, well, that's one different corporate lies, one corporate, you know, jinpang, where I just see slavery and nuisance all over. The other day, I was around, and uh, a young lad around me of good power, just he's young, he's 24. He got his somebody took his bike and it got seized. He got the bike and the engine was seized. What he did, God knows. So we went to the showroom, and he kept the vehicle. So he left the vehicle to be diagnosed by the showroom guy. So the showroom guy opened up the head and left it. It's been there for 3 weeks. After consistently being there, asking this guy, what is the quotation, what is the quotation, eventually the mechanic opens the whole engine and leaves it away, leaves it apart. And still the quotation is not there. Now this guy goes and sits on his head and saying that, you tell me where it is. What is the quotation? What is the amount that I'm going to pay? Still there is no reply, and this is talking about TVS Suzuki. Wow, the kind of service this dealer gave, it was like crazy. They would just try to, scam people. Scamming is everywhere. There's not a place where you'll get decency, honesty, loyalty. No, there's not a place. Everywhere where there is a skill, the guy is not doing his job. He's just trying to scam the other person in some place, some other way. He made a quotation of 28,000 rupees for getting the crankshaft, the piston, the block, the clutch, few things. So I said, no, this is something not right. So we went to the market where you get the spare parts. We got those spare parts for 9,000 something. So add on to those 9,000, you talk about 3,000 as the labor charge. This guy was adding 5,000 as a labor charge. And why can't you be precise about what you do and how you do? Things are really sophisticated. It's not like the old days. You just bring the spare parts. It's like a puzzle. You put it together and the engine is ready. You get the wiring, you don't have to cut the wiring. The wiring, you get the whole set of the wiring. You just change the wiring, you put it, it's done. For that, if anyone charges you 5,000 bucks, it's crazy. But still, everything he calculated, everything came to around about 22, 24,000. He saved around about, say, 4,000, 5,000 from the estimate that the guy had given. And there were a few overheads also. What's wrong with people? I don't understand. What's wrong with people? Why can't they just be clear about things how they are? Why they want to play the hide and seek? Abhi nahi hai time, kal aana, fir parso aana, fir tarso aana. What is happening, man? Why can't you just give it time? Why can't you be professional? This is a private sector. TVS Suzuki is a private sector. It's a privatized thing. You need to provide a service. Just provide the service and move on. Give the good thing to the one who is desiring some good. He's already paid for the vehicle. Now he wants the maintenance to be done. You're supposed to be very happy to serve. And he's not denying the cost, but be clear and be reasonable. It's so shady. Everything is shady. Everything is shady. You go anywhere, there's shady stuff. Internet is one bloody shady stuff, man. Passive income is one another thing. Just you want, no one tells you anything. They want to tell you, follow me, and reply to them, and then they'll DM you, and then they'll tell you, and then they'll try to sell you things. Everyone is selling something. Believe me, I tried to buy all those things, and what I got is nothing. They will talk to you for 2 hours around the same thing again and again and again, and how did the money, how they made the money, how much their money, what kind of money they are making, how everything is so awesome for them and everything. That's all they'll talk about. They will not come to the point of how it's done. I tried doing this Kindle Amazon ebooks. They keep saying the books, the cartoon books or the kids drawing books. For 1 month, I kept getting mails from Kindle saying that you have to adjust 0.05 mm on the margin, 0.05 on the margin. I have so many mails. Not a single book, not a single book was qualified, even went ahead into printing. And the cost of printing, when I see myself, is like, what? How the hell the other guys come up with $5 and $10? Here itself, it goes to $45. And out of $45, you're gonna give me a royalty of 70% or 60%. That's all. I don't know how it's done. Either the Americans are playing a dirty game with the Indians, or I really don't know what's happening. Because for any Indian to earn passive income online is a scam. It's a cheat. It's a dirty game. No, nothing is easy here. You try to do, yeah, you can do the voices, but you need to have a really good soundproof room. Otherwise, you can hear, possibly if this recording is going good, I have a noise cancellation well and good, or else there are kids who are down, there are dogs who are howling. So the ACX.com, they want a very precise, Amazon.com, they want certain precise, uh, voice quality. Otherwise, they don't pay. So there's an investment. Without any investment, you don't make any kind of income. You try to do voice. I did 11 labs. I checked with 11 labs also. I cloned my voice, but then I realized that there is this noise. There's this noise. If it's an open room also, there is a noise. There's a white noise which needs to be, that also needs to be cleared off. So there's a lot of technologically you need to put a lot of work inside. You need to be software wise, a little bit wisdom or education on audition, Adobe Audition, or cleaning of the how to clean the voices or how to clean the audio sections. And above all, everything, okay, this is the worst of my how I meet people in my life. So 2 years back, 3 years back, I think so. Oh no, 2 years back, I just went to this Apple, um, not a showroom, but the guy who sells the refurbished Apple book. I wanted something which was 2000, 18, 19, 17, 18 or something like that. He hands me over something which is High Sierra, which is 2012. But when I see it, it says 2012, but while selling it said it's 2015, don't worry about it. But I said I want to do video and audio editing, and I might even like to work on the Xcode. Well, he charged me some X amount, which was not supposed to be, because it was not supposed to be that costly, but I paid for it. Then after a few days, I went back to him and said, I don't think so this is the right instrument for me. Either you give me the money back or you can exchange it for me. He denied to do that. He says our policy is like this: once we do the sale, we don't take it back, and if we take it back, we'll take it for 10,000 rupees. I said, in a day you're scaling from X amount to 10,000. Is it take it back, because I don't think so this is going to work for me. He said, no, I can't do anything about it. Tell me one thing, what should I do when people start doing things like this? Should I bang them? Should I hit them? Should I just make a mockery out of it? Or should I make a scene by crashing everything and breaking down everything because there's a losses which have come to me because I want to react with such anger? What is supposed to be done by me? Because I have a lot of patience, and I've been watching around and seeing how people are and how they are behaving, because I really don't understand. Why are you so crooked? Why are you so you know being an opportunist? Why can't you just serve and do the right thing for the person who is looking, who is wanting something, and he looks for something for tomorrow? Why are you just being selfish enough for yourself, whereas the person is putting his money? You should guide that person and give him the best service. What's wrong with you Indians? What with we Indians? With we Indians, that we are just trying to eat each other on any given day. We just want to use the other person. This is how the mentality of every Indian I see is. It's really, really, really disappointing. You want to be used, or you want to use the other person to the extreme, and are you benefiting out of it, or are you going into losses? I don't think so you're benefiting out of it, because the karma hits somewhere. Because if you're not doing it in the right way, it will hit. Karma will hit. Why you people are not understanding? Why people go to US? Why people go to Australia? Why people go to UK? Because they know one thing, that they want to break out of the colonization which happened to them also. But here we are still going on with that colony, of making those colonies and making the pattern of slavery and suppressing people whenever you get an opportunity. The clause of hierarchy is so well diminished that you want to be higher than the other one for God knows what reason. Just be on the equal zone. see how it can be done, work it out, give that service, give that space, be human, consider not only yours but the other person too. At certain point he has made an effort. Now don't you think so you should make all the efforts to help the other person? No. Being selfish to a certain point is good. Be selfish, but don't ever beg because you are selfish. If you are selfish, then don't ask for help from others. Be strong enough to just live your life fully in the selfish mode. Be like that you don't ever hurt anyone because you are selfish. Be selfish, there is nothing wrong about it. But don't harm anyone else because of your selfish needs. Well, it's been a disappointing months and a month to start on the 1st of August. It's really disappointing how people are. And the worst is, if you are not someone usable, or if you are not the one they find appropriate material to be used, you are completely in an isolated zone, and I'm telling you, it's really awesome because I can see, mostly when it comes to the opposite sex, I am really away because they don't find any opportunity with me to extract anything out of me, and I'm happy about it because I kind of have a distance, and really works very well. And the same goes with the similar sex, because they don't find anything unless and until they have a question. Once they have a question, they want an answer, and once they get an answer, they're happy about it. But most of the time, it's very difficult for people to associate with me, because when they ask me what do I do, I say I don't do anything. Yeah, I've done a lot of things. I can do a lot of things too. If you place me in the right place, there are many things I can do. But then people have illusions and assumptions, and the biggest disease is that assuming even before you ask or you talk. So this outlook is really, awesome. Helps me, work my way through. But it has its own pros and cons. Not everyone has very, straight look, straight, people have a very different outlook towards me till I open my mouth and I speak English. Well, yes, it's disappointing for a lot of people in Saffron that, oh, this guy talks in English. Well, there are a lot of people like me who are sitting in the mountains, very fluent with English and very well read, but when they start starving and they don't have a lifestyle, then we all look similar somewhere. On the human grounds, we are just weak, but not weak as the way, the city people are. So it's really upsetting to come back into the, into the city and try to figure out how things are and how things can be. Well, just thought of sharing the disappointment that I have been facing and a dilemma that I am at. So I eventually will figure it out and find a way that I have been doing it for past many years. But it's really disappointing when it comes to how humans are and how they treat each other. It's not really good. Well, somewhere certain energies are working for someone, and for someone possibly not. So this is, I would say, some kind of a karmic affluence that takes over, and that's where I figure out. Or possibly tomorrow would be the day where something happens. Who knows? But we always can hope for tomorrow to be pleasant than today. Well, that's all for today, and I will try to speak something more when things happen. Till then, you guys take care, and I hope you enjoy this talk. Namaskaram.